social distancing, wearing the mask, and a general hygiene are important. That we may continue, but we must now somehow or other make a joint effort to remove the unnecessary fear. Whatever you are telling, it occurs, but it occurs in few cases. But that does not mean that we must continue and go on harping on that, and therefore this disease, what are we going to do? That sort of a feeling increases the fear. And fear, I tell you, according to all the shastras and all the literature and everything, in any field, they say fear is the greatest deterrent for recovery.
Sir, this is what I wanted to know and tell our viewers, and I ask this on behalf of our viewers, that this is the dilemma or subconscious fear they have been going through all these months and days.
Researchers will go on doing the work, and we hope that they will succeed and succeed soon, I think. But at the moment, as I told you, okay, doctor has to decide between the life and the to some extent, what extent he can save the life by only lockdown, that's the prescription, or with lockdown in a way, the manner in which way whatever we learned lockdown, we continue that and then give the required treatment, so that the most important livelihood that does not become a problem. Because livelihood can become such a problem, livelihood can go such low that itself will cause the cost of lives. And those cost of lives also, we will not be able to count them. So ultimately you have to hit the balance. What I am really recommending is that unless we hit the balance and unless we remove the fear, the fear can be only removed by talk of balancing the things. Only on harping on one thing that this is so serious now, what can we do about it? This is really now a problem. All right, problem. But don't go on harping on the problem. Talking about the practical solution. And I am convinced that start the work, try to remove, and I want to see that the health professionals who treat according to the doctors, the nurses and all of them should wear a appearance of confidence and tell the patient that you will get all right. That's what I have done in coronary. Heart attack patients. The first thing I have said that now that you are alive after heart attack, you are going to be alive. Don't worry. We know that that confidence on the part of the practitioner makes such a great difference, and that I have noticed it. Therefore, I say with lot of conviction at the age of 85 and still quite busy in a condition which is really a concern for the whole world. And in the young, it is the highest in India. So please, understand one thing, that I understand your anxiety and the anxiety, but if you go on enlarging upon that anxiety, that what shall we do, we don't have the problem, then we continue the lockdown. But lockdown itself, again, I was going to tell you, and that you stopped me there, but lockdown in country like India, where people are put into their homes, how many people, you can see the population, large number of have-nots, and have-not population is very large. The members of the population are, at least number is 6, and 6 of them live in 2 rooms. So where is the social distancing there? To me, that is of great importance, that COVID-19 will definitely go. Let us have that assurance, because nothing remains permanently. The things come and go. But what remains is the humankind. We are going to remain. And as you see, as I am seeing over the period of time, as from the time when I have begun to understand the world, right from the age of 15 till now at 85, the world has gradually improved. There is a constant improvement in the whole world. And now this is a time when probably this shock of this illness, according to me, is going to solve a greatest problem, that what we are doing up till now, we have got to think as one planet, one humankind all over. And we must learn to think as one people, and that oneness is, according to me, can be brought only if we realize only one thing is common to all of us. One thing is common to all. Our body and mind are different. Our body and mind are so different. We all have different body, different mind. But our body and mind will be in a crematorium if we don't breathe. So the breath is the thing which keeps our body and mind alive. And you tell me, any one of you tell me, if the breath is different from anyone. All the vanaspati, all these, all the life, and everyone on this planet, whoever you are, the breath is the same. And how many of us care for the breath? While I'm talking now, I'm breathing, therefore I'm talking, you are listening because you are breathing. But we do not care to be one with our breath. If we become one with our breath, we become one with something which is one everywhere, and that will create a feeling of oneness. And that is the program, Universal Healing Program. Its website is universalhealing.org. Universal Healing is easy to spell, UNIVERSAL, Universal Healing, HEALING, one word, .org. On that, our experience of 30 years is there, and it has been seen that practice of Universal Healing Program, in which we practice the spiritual or mental aspect of yoga. Patanjali, the father of yoga, never talked about any asanas. Asanas are alright in yoga, and now we are doing it, and that's good for physical fitness. But removing the fear, for feeling of oneness and getting the inner strength, savasana and meditation, progressive deep relaxation, savasana and meditation are the tools that we have proved in my practice for 30 years, and we are teaching that in a very simple manner. There was a challenge how to teach savasana and meditation to the American people, and therefore Swami Sachidanandji, a disciple of Sivanand Swami, taught Americans a simple way, because they would not understand that do this and do that in a particular way, in particular dress at particular time. So he said that at any time, in any dress, I will teach you. And he taught it so effectively, and I had the chance to see it in 1991. And we started that program accidentally again on October 2, 1991. And it's going on, and its effect has been proven in thousands of patients. Along with the medical treatment, allopathic treatment we have continued, but along with that, the stress management through Universal Healing Program have changed the lives of so many. They have been able to give up the alcohol, tobacco habit, and in every way they have developed confidence, and the medical treatment with lifestyle changes have become affordable without any loss of, and survival benefit has not been compromised. Survival benefit after bypass surgery or angioplasty, and survival benefit without angioplasty or bypass surgery, those who have taken the treatment along with the practice of Universal Healing Program, there is no difference whatsoever. They have also lived a very active and a long existence.
Now, to be very precise, very honest, and to be very apt, sir, as you said, I was perhaps, you thought, interrupting you in your elaborate answer on that. That was not the case. In fact, that was the most important question at the end, to give a strong message. Let me ask you that particular question the way I was going to ask you, which you already answered before being asked, that since you have been practicing, you initiated Universal Healing Program for so many years, and that too in association with the great Dr. Murad Tuzu of Cleveland Clinic, Ohio in USA. See, what matters most is that if we as Indian advocate or talk about yoga or universal healing or savasana, that would be seen as our own projection, maybe. But when someone from the Western country of that stature endorses that and joins your hand at worldwide level, that is the greatest testimonial and certificate to our ancient roots that every Indian and every world citizen should practice. But thanks a lot, doctor, for answering the question before the question being asked. and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, one point, very important. Dr. Tuzu as a prominent cardiologist, but Dr. Larry Doshi, who is actually the person who encouraged me or stimulated me to start the USP, he's a greatest seminal thinker on mind-body medicine, and he has praised USP in no uncertain terms. But let me end with a very great note that in this year of 150th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, and in this year, tomorrow when we are celebrating a 200th year of Florence Nightingale's birthday, both want to send a message of brotherhood. Florence Nightingale was born in a very rich family, but she decided to work for the wounded soldiers, no matter who they were, from which country they were. So both of them are giving a message of oneness. And for me, I think that if we learn the message of oneness, we'll have done credit to Mahatma Gandhi, and Universal Healing Program should be included in the management of not only coronary heart disease, but in the management of COVID-19 as well, or any problematic medical problem. If we add this, it will increase the inner strength of the patient, and increasing inner strength, because you must know that Hippocrates, the father of medicine, and Charak, the father of Ayurveda, both of them said that inherent capacity of the human body is such that if anything wrong happens to the body, or any disturbance, supposing you get a little bleeding, who stops the bleeding? The body stops the bleeding. All the surgeons operate with abandon. It removes the appendix and then stitches up. But if they knew that a stitched wound, how is it going to heal? But they know that it's going to heal, therefore they can do it. So this is a very great lesson person must learn, that inherent capacity of the body to heal is there, and doctor's job is to encourage that. And how can you encourage that healing unless and until you deal with the whole problem with confidence, without fear? And that is my message even for COVID or whatever or whatever severity of the problem. But dealing with the patient with confidence and increasing their confidence and removing their fear is the main part of the treatment, then whatever treatment may come.
દર્શક મિત્રો, કાપડિયા સાહેબને મારી પેઢી, મારા પહેલાની પેઢી, કદાચ મારા પછીની પેઢી, મારા પહેલાની પેઢી, કારણ કે 86 વર્ષથી ફિલ્ડમાં હોવું બહુ મોટી વાત છે, અને આ સ્પિરિટથી વાત કરવી. એમને આપણે કાર્ડિયોલોજિસ્ટ તરીકે જાણીએ છીએ, એક મેડિકલ જગતના મહાન ગુરુ તરીકે જાણીએ છીએ. આજે એમનો એક બીજો પણ પરિચય મળ્યો કે માનસ પણ વાંચી લે છે. હું બહુ છેલ્લો મહત્વનો સવાલ એમને જે પૂછવાનો હતો એ પણ એમણે મારી પાસેથી લઈ માનસ વાંચી લીધું એમણે. સાહેબ, અમેઝ ટુ નો યોર એબિલિટીઝ, અને થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ અમારા દર્શકોને આટલા એનલાઇન્ટન કરી અને એક નવી જ વિચારધારા તરફ લઈ જવા માટે આપનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર.